You might find that all that emotional labor you're putting into your business and worrying about letting people down or compromising on what you need. Once you erase that, once you remove those frictions, once you streamline away from all of that being manual processes, you are going to have a much better time in business. Welcome to the Differently Aligned podcast for neurodivergent business owners. I'm Adina Levy. I'm an autistic ADHDer, business coach, speech therapist, professional educator, and multiple business owner. I support neurodivergent business owners to create businesses that are sustainable, enjoyable, impactful, profitable, and burnout free. I provide safe spaces for you to share with like-minded community who get it, me included. Everyone is welcome here, whatever your neurotype, gender, race, any other intersections, and special fantastic, unique things that make you, you are welcome here. This podcast is recorded on the Aboriginal lands of the Gadigal and Bidjigal people. I acknowledge the traditional owners, elders past and present, and I extend my respect to any First Nations people who are listening in. Hi folks, in today's episode, I am going to share 3 quick ideas to get you ticking around how you can use streamlined processes and automations to make things easier for you in business. Specifically, if you experience RSD, Rejection Sensitive Dysphoria, if you're a people pleaser, if you find that you are so worried about having other people be upset at you that you don't enforce your business boundaries that you know you should, or if you find that you continually change your policies because it just feels a little bit too mean or hard to be sending that email or following up on that payment. If you experience any of those things in your business and in your life, I want you to listen. This is a quick one, and these 3 practical tips are fairly low lift. They shouldn't necessarily take you a lot of effort to at least put the first version into place, but they can have a massive impact on helping you emotionally feel like your business fits you better. That the things that you have to do that don't feel so nice or that might feel like a little bit challenging for you to ask people for money or follow up on payments or, things like that, or to let people down. If you feel that any of those give you that sense of ick emotionally, internally, you might feel it up here in your chest. You might find that all that emotional labor you're putting into your business and worrying about letting people down or compromising on what you need because you think that you need to make somebody else feel happier. Once you erase that, once you remove those frictions, once you streamline away from all of that being manual processes, you are going to have a much better time in business. You're going to feel better. Things will feel lighter. Maybe, yes, some potential clients or customers may feel put off and they might leave you and not be very happy, and that's okay. You need to be ready to let some of those not right for you people go. You might not have to deal with the emotional burden of that so much. So let's dive into the 3 tips. The first one is like a 2-parter, and it's firstly about creating really clear, standardized policies around things like cancellations, payment policies, missed appointments, missed payments. Write down your policy so clearly so that even you can't argue with yourself about what the policy is when it is time to enforce the policy. You do need to communicate your policies really clearly with your clients and customers, so make sure that the policy that you've written for yourself is clearly communicated to other people who are interacting with you. So at every point that they might need that, when they're signing a contract, when they're signing up for something, when you're sending session reminders, make sure that it's clear to them what the payment policy is, what the cancellation policy is. Just reiterate it and don't expect that other people will remember it. Brene Brown has a beautiful quote which I think applies here, which is clear is kind, unclear is unkind. Even if it might feel harsh to say, if you don't turn up for your appointment and you don't call me, you don't cancel, you miss your appointment, I need to charge you the full amount for that appointment. The clarity of that policy, that is the kindness in the bigger picture. Even if it feels harsh for you to be the person saying that to the client, you need to make sure that your policies are really clear. The risk if you don't is you are going to burn out. You are going to compromise on your own time, your energy, how you value your time, and therefore how other people value your time as well. The part 2 of this first tip around really clear policies is that you can then outsource them. You can outsource the enforcement of your policies to a virtual assistant, to an admin support, to someone else in your business who can help you enforce those policies. Even if you're not at the point yet that you're getting support in your administrative tasks, preparing your policies super clearly is part of the training for when that person does start. It means that there's going to be consistency between the admin person and you applying those policies, or anyone else in the business. And so the real hack here is getting someone else to roll out those policies or to enforce the policies. I mean, it's a pretty harsh word, enforce, but we'll go with it. You then don't have to be the one doing the asking, the telling, the, bearer of bad news, if that's what you think it might be. So there's part A and B of our first tip, which is getting it really clear on all of the policies that you have in place in your business. Part 2 is taking it a step further. Depending on the systems that you're using in your business, you hopefully should be able to automate or at least semi-automate, but we'll go with the word automating here. You should be able to automate some of the things that you might not want to do, some of the follow-up that you might not want to do. For example, late paid invoices or unsigned contracts. Look into what is available in the systems you have already set up to see whether there is an option to have automated emails go out when somebody has not paid an invoice. Now it's really clear that these are automated. It doesn't feel to the people receiving it, I think, it shouldn't feel like a human has written it. It's just a part of the system and that's it. They're dealing with your business. Your business is a system that they're interacting with and the system is reminding them that they need to pay you. As long as you've set up the automations correctly, then it's really valuable to have some things in place where a human is not doing the chasing. It's not the human doing the follow-up. It's the system saying, hey, you haven't done your part of, completing your role in the system, i.e. paying us. So that's your tip number 2. Automate as much as possible, especially if it's something that feels hard for you to be asking about, but it's just part of your business processes. Our final tip is about templates. So this is much more flexible and can feel probably a lot more achievable for you to even literally get started today. Any email that you feel a little bit about writing, you don't like to write that kind of email. You probably have let that email that needs a reply sit in your inbox a little bit too long. Maybe you've lost a bit of sleep over it, or maybe you've just simply ignored it. Those kinds of emails, the ones I'm thinking of, might be about saying no to somebody who's reaching out to you for an opportunity. Maybe somebody wants to collaborate with you and you just don't think that it's the right fit, or they're inviting you to be part of an event and again, you just don't think it's the right fit. Maybe it's somebody asking if they can become a client of yours and you feel like they're not the right fit. Maybe you have such a busy caseload and you've closed your wait list and you're not available to even add anyone to your wait list, so it's going to be a no to whoever turns up to request a session with you. Maybe it's somebody requesting a free consult with you because they think they're just going to pick your brain about something. Whatever friction you're feeling about certain kinds of no replies that you need to give people, you want to put up a boundary, you want to say no, but that can feel really hard. So have a template email written. Most email systems you can have saved replies or templates, and if you can't figure it out, just have a document like a Google Doc or something like that where you've written your template emails and it is very easy for you to go, oh, I need to write this email that is like, we'll call it a little bit of a tricky email. I'm going to go and put in my template that says, thank you so much for reaching out. I really appreciate you thinking of me for this opportunity. It's not right for me at this time. All the best. There you go. I even wrote it for you. So having those templates can just make it so much easier for you to give the no or the boundary that you know you need to do. Little bonus side tip here for number 3 is you can use ChatGPT or other AI tools to help you draft those messages in the first place if you're not even sure what to write. So don't just get one message and send it off and that's it. Turn it into a template, save it and use it again in the future to help you set your boundaries and set up your no messages a lot easier. Once you realize you need to give a no, then go and do it. Look after yourself, look after your energy. And eventually, as you flex these muscle of setting your boundaries, being really clear, knowing what you need to ask from people for you to be successful in business, for you to have peace of mind, for you to have rest, for you to have income. It does get easier. You just need to practice it. But these 3 tips that I've shared today are going to help you take leaps into the future where that is a lot easier for you. I would love to hear from you. What is helpful? What are you going to put into place? What are you already doing around this that helps you face this sense that you can't let people down, or you're really worried that somebody is going to get really angry at you when you tell them that, they owe you money, because they do. They owe you money. Like, you deserve that money. You need to be paid. So let me know what's helpful for you, or what are you thinking are your next steps? And if you share a question with me or a specific scenario, I may well make a podcast episode about it in the future. Thank you so much for listening. Get in touch with me on Instagram. You'll find me there, neurodivergent.business. Have a beautiful day.